Thanks to the support as a channel member, Jacob Depew. Today, we face two of the greatest football teams in the history of world football, Barcelona and Peterborough. Hello and welcome to Club 3, part 26 in Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games for you. We're at home against Peterborough in the league and also at home against Barcelona in the Champions League. Since the last episode, this is what has been going on. Where was the last episode? It was that one, wasn't it? Away against Porto, and then we beat Spurs. In fact, no, we beat Spurs after the episode. It was Chelsea and Porto in the episode. We then beat Spurs. We're good at winning this North London derby lark. Also beat Norwich, beat Porto in the Champions League barely, but then only drew away against Aston Villa in the Premier League as we continue to slip up in the Premier League. We are only 1 point behind Chelsea, who are still on their unbeaten start, though. So a win here against Peterborough keeps us very much in the title race. And remember, the Premier League title is 80% of the reason why we're continuing on this season. But we would also like to retain our Champions League title. But to do that, we are going to have to put in a performance against Barcelona here. We lost against them in the away fixture. Results have then actually not been too bad for us. As long as we don't do anything really dumb, we should be okay. I think we played Galatasaray last. So actually, I say that we need at least a point against Barcelona if Porto beat Galatasaray now, or else we could potentially find ourselves in a little bit of trouble. But you've got to believe we can go and beat. In fact, we're better in Porto on the head-to-head. Where have Porto got their points from? It's all very confusing. Let's play Posh first. And this is not the team we're going to be taking to Posh because Rengifo is not in it. Is it even match day? What is this nonsense? It's not even match day. It's way, way away from match day. Time travel. Give me some time travel. Right, time travel complete. This is now the team for the game against Peterborough. We're going for Morao in goal. A back four of Saka, Gabriel, Brand and Tamela. Martinez and Rengifo in midfield. Magno, Miliaccio and Camara supporting Joyce up front. Let's get into the game. Yes, I know Saka's back in the team at left back. I know. Bear in mind that we play Barcelona in just a couple of days' time. So this is one of the more difficult balancing acts of the season because we know Posh will come here and just shut up shop. There you go. The infamous flat back seven, the flat five with the two holding midfield players. It is perverse. I don't know what they're doing, but they will come here and just defend. But we do need the 3 points against them if we're going to continue in this title race. But we also need to save players for Barcelona because we need to get something out of that game against Barcelona as well. It's not the ideal time. And there you go. Gabriel is injured already, so Asante's going to come on for him. So that's one player who's resting, who got all of 10 minutes worth of rest. And we picked up an injury to another guy as well. Magno's in, though, and that's a very important goal that's been disallowed. A breakthrough against Peterborough is always a challenge because we know how solid they are defensively. Although, I don't know if they actually sold him, but Novak was being linked with a move to Newcastle all summer. So they've potentially lost one of their three giants at the back. I'm not sure who's in that back five today. We'll have to have a proper look. But it might be that they're not quite as solid defensively as they have been in the past. Morato's playing in there, and I am not as worried about Morato as I was. I mean, Morato's the guy we signed as our fourth centre-back just in case. Short eye, though, we know he can be good. And then up against Saka, this could be problematic, but Morao sort of deals with it, and then Brand properly deals with it. I want to actually have a look at this Posh 11 to see how familiar it is. I mean, obviously the formation is nothing like what we had when we were there, but how many of our players are still there? Brand heads clear to Miliaccio, who, of course, both Miliaccio and Joyce, formerly of Peterborough, in the red shirts of Arsenal today. Joyce hasn't got anyone up supporting him, but Lopez, is he playing centre-back? No, so Lopez is at right back. Parsons, Morato, Petrozilka. We don't know this guy, but the rest of the back five and Coletti are mine. Douglas, Luiz and Clarkson are mine. Bagueno's the guy we tried to sign in the summer, but he chose to go to Peterborough. Shortire was mine. We don't know who Nunez is. But a few people said, why didn't I sign Lewis Parsons? Partly because I'm convinced his name was originally Liam, and that's a different guy. But mainly because I don't know that he's developed well enough to actually get in our team. According to scout reports, he'd be the fifth best central defender in our squad if he came in. So he was a great player for us at Posh, and if he'd have come straight over to Arsenal with me, he'd probably be our captain by now. But trying to break him into this team with Asante and Tamea and Gabriel and Brand and everybody else that we've got here, he's just not getting in this team, is he? Who do you drop to get Parsons into this team? Nobody. Exactly. That goal is important because as it stands, that does put us back to the top of the league. Chelsea not playing till the 5:30 kickoff today. They are away against Burnley, so you would expect them to pick up the points there, but it puts pressure on them. It's all about putting the ball back into their court. I've often said in videos that I'd rather have points than games in hand because you can always mess up your games in hand. It's pretty hard to mess up the points once you've got them. So if we're top of the league, even if it's just for afternoon, it shows we're still very much still in this mix. Cross comes in for Magno and Coletti pushes it up onto the crossbar for Posh. And they are still very, very, very solid defensively. But I do wonder, now we're ahead, do they need to actually maybe sacrifice a defender and try and get themselves back into the game? Because they've not really got anything going forward. It seems like they're continuing to play with the 7 defenders and just relying on hitting us on a counter-attack through Shortire or Bagueno. And whoever this Nunes guy is, maybe applying a finish if they manage to do it. But it seems a bit of a risky tactic, although here they are with the set piece. And luckily, Camera manages to get it clear. And we've hit the 70-minute mark, and now half of my attention is starting to be diverted towards Barcelona, and I'm looking at fitness levels. Rui Camera, in particular, is someone we want to be fit for Barcelona. And I think I might give Neo an opportunity to come in up front because he hasn't really had a chance to play as a striker for us yet. We've seen him play a few times out wide and be an epic disappointment, but everything about him on paper suggests he should be a good striker for us. So let's give him the opportunity to play as a striker while a couple of the other guys are unavailable. Let's give him a little bit of game time in up front. It is against probably the best defence he'll come up against all season. I mean, they've gone even more defensive at the end. They're brought on Ekwa Alimbi to play in midfield and stuck Clarkson out on the right-hand side. Philip Koku might have done a number on me last year, but he's shown absolutely no ambition there today. If I was a Posh fan, which I am, if I'm a Posh fan in game, I'd be so furious. I would be chanting Koku out after every match. Probably shouldn't shout that in public ever, should I? Right, we've shuffled things around a bit for the Barcelona game. How much fun is it having a squad depth that allows you to put this team out after doing some shuffling? Marau in goal, a back four of Rashevsky, Gabriel Asante and Remy, Pedri and Miliaccio in midfield, Pedro Almada and Camera supporting Joyce up front. Maybe we need some more central midfielders rather than all the attacking midfielders. But, you know, none of them are registered. Carlos Alberto and Martinez, both unregistered. Brand has now gone away on his little holiday, as has Rengifo. Chavalsky is suspended. Barrow is injured. So we don't really have much option. I mean, they'll do a job. They'll be all right. They'll do a job. I mean, ultimately, we've got players to put in the roles, which is better than what we've had previously. I do think we are probably lacking a little bit in midfield bite for a game like this against a team like this. But, you know, if Barcelona just come out doing tippy-tappy football, they've got Kimmich in midfield. Okay, they've seen our lineup and they've got Kimmich in midfield. We'll be fine. Wan-Bissaka is a Barcelona player at right back. Interesting. Right, Rashevsky with the free kick. He's floating it forward to Almada and he's hit the post. That would have been a lovely way to start the game. 20 minutes in, Almada hits the post. Barcelona get it clear. The highlight drifts away from us. And, I mean, we're the only ones who've shown any kind of attacking intent so far. But what's going on in the Porto game? They're 2-0 up over Galatasaray. You know what? If that's how it ends, as long as we don't lose here, we should be comfortable for this second place spot because we'll beat Galatasaray in the last game. It's just we've got to keep an eye on Barcelona to make sure we don't concede. They haven't started with any kind of ambition. So, I mean, I think we'll both take a 0-0 here. It effectively confirms us both for the knockout rounds if we secure a 0-0. If we beat Barcelona, we're in with a chance of winning the group. But I think we'll all just be happy with a 0-0 here, although we are continuing to attack. João Pedro really trying to get something moving, cutting inside from the left-hand side, getting himself into a shooting position, but then having the shot when probably he would have been better placed to try and play one of the 3 players around him in, that he decided to go for the glory, which, you know, I've often criticised his lack of cutting edge and end product. So I guess it's not a disaster. Ball over the top, looking for Joyce, who flicks it on to himself and then wins the ball back. Joyce knew exactly what he was doing, but then went near post rather than far post. And that was a big chance that he's not even forced to save out the goalkeeper there. That's naivety there more than anything. I learned in primary school PE that you aim for the far post in a situation like that, because then if you miss, at least something else might come of it. Miliaccio with the cross, and Rui Camara is there. And we have gone 1-0 up on 61 minutes. It's a cartwheel from Rui Camara. It's 1-0 to Arsenal. And I need to see the group. I need to know what impact that has on the group. Our little tippy-tappy midfield of all the attacking midfielders has actually combined really well for that goal. Miliaccio loving coming from a little bit deeper. And as things stand, that would put us level on points at the top of the group with Barcelona, but because they beat us 3-0 at their place, they're still ahead of us on head-to-head. So, I mean, it will qualify us, effectively, but it won't be enough to top the group. Almada needs to come off. We're going to bring Warren on for him, and probably Warren is the one to leave playing as the attacking midfielder rather than bringing him back into midfield, because he's young and inexperienced. Pedri and Miliaccio, I think, has probably spent more time playing deeper in their career than Warren has up until this point. Asante playing it across to Remy. Remy's got Camara in again. Camara squares it to Joyce, and it's our second goal, a 10 for the season for Jack Joyce. It's now 2-0 to Arsenal, and with 25 minutes to go and us with all of the momentum, we're starting to glance towards the top of the group and wonder if it's possible. A third goal puts us level on head-to-head with Barcelona, and then it comes down to goal difference. And I don't know what the goal difference situation is between the two of us. I'd need to examine the league table in a little bit more depth. I'm actually assuming it's goal difference. I don't know for sure that's the case. Rashevsky's picked up a knock and needs to come off. And we're going to take off João Pedro and bring on Magno to come on that left-hand side as we continue to push for a goal. We've got another throw here. It's going to be Asante to take, who has found Magno with a flick on Warren across to Joyce, and Camara's there, and there is the third. We have just scored 3 goals against Barcelona inside 10 minutes. I mean, it's so unlike any football team to score loads of goals in a second half against Barcelona. We've been down this road before, boys and girls. We might be on track to topping this group. Joyce will claim an assist there, even though it's absolutely a shot that he's miscued. And there is your confirmation that if things end as they are, we do go above Barcelona in this group, all but qualified. In fact, I think we are confirmed qualified if it ends like this, because we're ahead of Porto on the head-to-head as well. So this would just about confirm us. I'd need to... my brain isn't helping me with the maths, because what if Barcelona then go back above us on some kind of goal difference again, but Porto go above yeah, it gets complicated. It's not going to matter anyway, because Barcelona have got a goal back, which will put them back to the top of the group. And I mean, that confirms we were confirmed before, I think, because we'd still be ahead of Porto now. Right, let's encourage. We can't encourage because we only just praised. Well, praising didn't work. Porto now 5-2 up over Galatasaray. If we can grab another goal here, I think actually because of away goals, Barcelona still top the group. Wan-Bissaka's clattered into Magno there. I think it's just outside of the area. The referee's going to run over to his little telly. There's 2.5 minutes of this game left. And I think even if this is a penalty and even if we score it, I don't think it changes the makeup of the group. I think at this point, we have to accept Barcelona are topping the group. We're going to have the slightly more tricky task of going through in second place and playing against a top seed team. It's not even a penalty anyway. I didn't think it was. And the game looks like it's going to end 3-1. Not without Remy clattering through a Barcelona player with 10 seconds to go, though. And we'll have a final whistle now, ref. We don't need them scoring again. It starts to make things a little bit too close for comfort if that happens. But it is Barcelona knocking the ball around again, although I think, yeah, they're offside there. And that should be that. Ref, get your whistle ready. Because I don't think scoring makes a difference. There's no point in playing on. Let's just have a final whistle now. It's Pedri out to Saka. And it looks like, no, just as I thought we might be getting to continue the attack, the referee then decides to blow the whistle. So I think we're going to get confirmation with qualified. Yeah, there you go. Confirmation with qualified. Almada's going to be out for a month or so. But we are through from the group, but can't finish above Barcelona. So second place in the group confirmed, which means I don't need to worry about showing you the Galatasaray game because it's going to have absolutely no difference on where we finish in this Champions League group. So what we'll actually do is probably get through a bunch of Premier League games now, certainly get through into the January transfer window where we have not really any money to spend. So January has less importance this time round, but we'll probably come through to early mid-January time, regroup, see how we are. We'll know by then who we're playing in the Champions League and hopefully start to kick on to a victorious second half of the season that leads me to finishing above Dr. Benji in the Hall of Fame, which is ultimately all this save is about now. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.